How's it going, people? Sam Slappy here, and it is Monday, which means it is time for the update. Well, this week, not a lot. Well, there you go, that's your update for the week. Yeah, there's not a lot going on. The Elemental and the Rare Drop Table rework is today, pretty much. So that is our update. In a nutshell, they're changing the loot on Waterfiends, Dust Devils, Icefiends, Ice Warriors, Jellies, Pyrefiends, Killerwatts, and Aquanites. And the Rare Drop Table has had some modifications as well, so you should be seeing some more useful and better items across pretty much every single monster in the game whenever you get a Rare Drop, so there we go. Well, the Rare Drop Table activates, I should say. That is the update in a nutshell. So those mobs are getting, well, renewed drop tables, and the Rare Drop Table itself is having a nice little makeover. Other news though, Solomon Store, there's a free thing in there. I'm sure most of you probably know they typically do free things in there. But yeah, you can get Iron Fist Smithing, which... Solomon Store cosmetic items can now be bought directly from your wardrobe if that's your thing. It is now possible to use Hearts of Ice to freeze out items related to treasure hunter promotions. Players joining a clan no longer have to wait in order to access clan features. And upon leaving a clan, players must now wait 7 days until joining a new clan. Additionally, to help small clans maintain upgraded citadels, upkeep costs of clan citadels have been reduced. In response to that though, the upgrade costs have been increased. The following tweaks have also been made to the Araxar boss fight. For those of you who like to poke spiders in the eye, players may no longer log out once Araxar is spawned. You scabby little bitches, just fight him like a man, don't log out. Araxar's enrage counter now raises 20% per kill instead of 15% and caps at 300%. Araxar now drops an item which can reset the enrage counter. Having the item in your inventory will also increase the chance of spawning the combat style weakest to your equipped style by up to 95%. Additionally, Araxar's Serenic scale drop has been increased to 2 pieces with a chance of a third. So there we go. Other news, patch notes. Of course it's patch notes, come on people, it's Monday, sort it out. So starting off then, we've got graphical updates, well, patches, things. The colour of Siren's simple necklace chain has been adjusted to be silver across all variations based on player feedback. The colon on the UTC clock interface no longer flashes. Bows overridden with crossbows will no longer appear to fire an arrow in the animation for snipe. The ethereal mimic now uses the updated emotes during the quest. Shadow to Praetor and Praetor to Shadow emotes no longer cause graphical issues when used while adding logs to a bonfire. Additionally, particles for the snowman legs no longer float away from the player when Zen resting. So, next up is your skills and minigame patches. So, they've resolved an issue in which players in the doubled up role during the Penance King fight could claim both their own and their teammates' flamethrowers. Certain NPCs no longer ignore players holding clue scrolls that aren't directed to them. Certain implings will no longer retaliate against the player if caught using a binding spell. An issue with the held position of the Icicle override, both in and out of combat, has been resolved. The chat box now consistently states the player is using their head to mine with the headbutt mining animation override effect. Gold and Platinum Rush of Blood now states the correct quest requirements. A spelling error in the Sandwich Lady's court case has been fixed. Players will now re-equip upon entering a sinkhole if a Horde Stalker ring is received. Players will no longer be able to continue adding herbs to vials when they have no vials of water left in their inventory. An issue where frozen treasure hunter promotion slots would occasionally turn off has been fixed. Moving on to your quests and achievements. Updated reference to Eleanor in the Elite Tyrannon task set to Ellen. Robes of Elidness now have correct capitalization. While Gothic Sleeps no longer specifically shows 65 defense as a requirement, as it is already required by a prerequisite quest. The Harmonic Dust Daily Challenge no longer requires the player to hand in the Harmonic Dust to complete the challenge. The Craft and XP reward is unchanged. Moving on to Le Miscellaneous, there's quite a few of these. Right then, Energy Drain Resting has been re-enabled. Apologies for any inconvenience it has caused. Bank is now the first option on the Clan Battlefield chest. Various pieces of Christmas music have been removed from certain areas of Gillinor. Updated Virago's rotation in Purple Bomb goes around the clock face more quickly. This slightly increased damage reduction on the blue, purple and red. Players will no longer disconnect when they kill a version of Krill Sutzeroth in hard mode. Krill Sutzeroth now shows the correct drop for his pet item. The camera angle will no longer force zoom in when entering the Barrow's mounds. The position of the grave tower has been shifted slightly left in resizable legacy mode to prevent it being obscured by the UTC clock. It is no longer possible to obtain a permanent overload bonus from Araxor. Crafting stone balls, gathering skills from stonefish, and crafting mysterious essence will no longer stall damage. It's got to be said, what? It is no longer possible to obtain a permanent overload bonus from Araxor. You cheating, glitching bastards. Ultra growth potions now correctly set fruit tree patches to their check health state. The blank observation from Heart of Stone is now bankable. Harps can no longer be tuned by clicking on a well. It is no longer possible to retune a PVM portal to its current destination. A spelling mistake in Elfborn's chat's been fixed. Players can no longer shoot through stone walls in the Black Knight's Fortress. Black demons in Edgeville Dungeon now drop more than just infernal ashes. I'm assuming that was literally all they dropped then. Good work. Players can now cast Cure Plant on a various amount of farming patches with improved thinness. Always on chat mode is now re-enabled when leaving a cutscene. Players will no longer receive a message saying the enlightenment effect will run out, even though it's already gone. Bankers in Canifis will now face players at all times rather than just when they're spoken to. The superior log split in Scrimshaw no longer highlights as craftable on the Make X interface if the players boost their fletching level. Charter ships will now take the right amount of coins for travelling to Port Phasmatis if using the Ring of Charos. Fixed an error with a message given when a Horde Stalker ring runs out of charges. Players no longer re-enter the room they were already in when opening Drain and Mana basement doors from certain map tiles. Sky Pouncer adolescents will no longer pretend to be Blood Pouncers when stormed in a menagerie. Oh, come on, son. The Grand Exchange purchase limit on Silverhawk feathers, springs, and magic notepaper has been increased. The music tracks Ready for Battle and Return of Lucian have been reworked. The balloon pop sound in Feldor's party room has been updated. Moving on to the Ninja fix. The Christmas loot beam has been, well, it's had a graphical update, so now it looks shinier. There is now a left-click feather option on unfinished bolts. There is now a left-click tip option on all arrowheads, bolt tips, and dart tips. Feet and dropped items no longer clip through the floor of the KBD lair. Fire lighting animations have also been updated. Players can now combine all 8 of the Elven clan capes into one Elven master cape. And there's no mention whether or not you can actually add this over to your comp cape. Maybe it'll come in a later update, possibly. We can just add the master clan cape to it and combine it, you know. We see. Players can now purchase Melia clan pots recipes from the reward shop for 500k tokens a pot. Running a hard mode dungeoneering floor has an increased chance of a Melia clan pot recipe spawning. Players now have a higher chance of receiving a Melia clan pot recipe if they have 120 dungeoneering. The amount of divination XP given when converting dark cores has been increased. Players can now gain golden and shattered heart statue rocks from Artisan's workshop. So there we go. Those are all your updates for today, people. So all in all, nothing huge. Well, I say huge. They fixed you having permanent overload from Araxor. That's pretty massive, let's be honest. And Krill Sitzroth now shows the correct drop for his pet item. I was kind of curious what it showed instead. And a bunch of other stuff. So yeah, all in all, fixing quite a few problems. Well, that was pretty much it. So that was it for today. Coming up this week, I don't know, stuff's going to happen. I still need to do the Elven Hard and Elites. It's a bit of a pain in the ass, actually. I don't know how many of you have actually done them, but a lot of it just takes a lot of time, so it's going to take a while to record it all in little bits, and then trying to put it together so it's fluid. I don't know, we'll see. Other than that, might get a quest guide up. Something like a cold, maybe? I don't know, I've got some quests to do. Also, I think I will give you the first... Well, I don't want to say update video because it's not particularly an update. It's basically the daily life of me playing like a fucking clown. Because, well, that's what I'm doing. Right now, my Nubcake, the Hardcore Iron Man, I'm sure many of you are wondering where that is, basically has no membership. And Salmon is too poor to buy a bollock ton of bonds to just give to him, so he has a lot of membership, and I can just jump on that. So, I'm going to jump on Salmon, and I'm going to go for comp. Simultaneously, I'm going to go bossing and stuff and get myself some money, and then once I probably got the comp cape, I'll lob a bollock ton of bonds over to the Hardcore Iron Man and get back onto him. think. I think that's what's going to happen anyway. So yeah, that is likely a thing, and I'm just going to give you a warning now, I am incredibly lazy when it comes to comping, so expect me to do some random things which you'd probably be incredibly disappointed by, because you know, I'm good like that. So until next time people, I will catch you all later, have a good one.